Tonight on 4029 News, new economic numbers are out. Find out what we're seeing in our area. And those summer temps, they're starting to settle in. How you can save some cash while cooling your home.
We feel that Northwest Arkansas Fashion Week and Pride share the same goal.
Plus, it's time for NWA Fashion Week. We'll tell you why organizers say now's the right time to celebrate.
Live, local, late breaking. This is 4029 News at 9 on the Arkansas CW.
The economy is top of mind for many Americans, and new numbers are out today. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brandon Evans. So new data released by the U.S. Labor Department shows first-time jobless claims jumped. They're at their highest level since October of 2021. Now, Americans filed 261,000 unemployment claims last week. That's an increase of 28,000 claims from the week before. It's also way more than economists were expecting. This comes as weekly jobless claims have been going up. Now, experts say that's a hint the strong labor market may be softening. Still, first-time claims below historic averages. Now, the unemployment report did not have negative impacts on Wall Street today, though. Experts say stocks rose just enough for Wall Street to barrel into a new bull market. Dow was up by 168 points, NASDAQ was up 133, and the S&P 500 was up 26. A little bit of a different story for our local stocks of interest. Walmart was up $2.13 a share, but both Tyson Foods and J.B. Hunt were down. Tyson dropped about 47 cents a share. J.B. Hunt with a pretty sizable dip, down $3.11. Meanwhile, in Europe, the 20 countries using the euro officially fell into a mild recession. Data showed their first quarter GDP dropped, following a similar drop in the final quarter of 2022. Experts define a recession as when the economy shrinks for 2 consecutive quarters. So far, officials say the broader European economy has avoided a downturn. Now, in Arkansas, the same U.S. Labor Department data shows 1,621 people filed first-time unemployment claims last week. Now, that's up 135 from the week before. So what about us? Well, experts say the Northwest Arkansas economy is growing, and today in Fayetteville, local business leaders they gathered to talk about economic trends, projections, and issues facing our area.
Northwest Arkansas is doing a lot better than the rest of the state.
That's what the director of the Center for Business and Economic Research at the University of Arkansas's Walton College of Business says about the state of Northwest Arkansas's economy. It's not bad, right? Mervyn Jebaraj says NWA added 16,000 new jobs over the last year. According to him, that's double the pace of growth our area saw before the pandemic.
If that was a hot labor market, this is even hotter.
But it's not just job growth.
Our wages are going up as well. Obviously, the overall level of wages in Northwest Arkansas and the state are lower than some other larger states, but our wages have been going up given that the unemployment rate is really low. And if you want to be able to hire somebody, you have to offer them more than their previous employer. So.
And according to Jebaraj, those wages are growing faster than inflation. That means people can actually use the extra money.
If you look at people's actual behavior, they're going out and eating in restaurants, they're buying things and all these things.
So job growth is quick in Northwest Arkansas. There's better money to be made in Northwest Arkansas.
So places that people want to live in that have great jobs and great quality of life.
Who wouldn't want to live here?
They continue to see great population increases and job growth.
The problem?
They continue to move to Northwest Arkansas. If you look at our job growth, and we're just still not producing nearly enough housing to meet the needs of all the people that move to Northwest Arkansas.
Jebaraj says about 26,000 people have moved to NWA over the last couple of years. That's an average of 13,000 people per year. He expects many of these new neighbors are struggling to find homes.
I think our shortage remains. It remains a challenge that this region needs to address.
Allison Wise, 4029 News.
Now, if you remember, a former Fayetteville City Council member recently resigned her position after she said she was forced to move. Now, she said homes in Ward 1 were too expensive, which caused her to move out of the area that she was elected to serve. All right, it is time now for a check of the weather with 4029 Chief Meteorologist Darby Bybee. Darby, somebody saw storms today. It wasn't us and Rogers, but they were out there. It's been just kind of spotty all week, hasn't it?
Yeah, and today was especially spotty, and I'm just going to call it right here, Brandon. I expected more. I really did. I expected more rain today. We got far less, and And look, that's just going to play out that way sometimes. Now, I do think what happened here, folks, today is essentially we saw a system moving in from the north that just didn't quite get in here just yet. I think it's moving a little slower than expected, and so it'll bring better rain chances tomorrow. In the meantime, out there looks pretty good, clear skies. That system really still kind of existing across southwest Missouri, now over Carroll, Madison, and Johnson County. It's starting to get a little bit closer to us, and I think it will be close enough that our chances will go up a good bit tomorrow. We'll have a better shot at some showers and storms, better than today. So prepare for that tomorrow. Upper 80s in the River Valley, so another hot one for us in the River Valley. In northwest Arkansas, not much tonight, but as early as tomorrow morning in northwest Arkansas, there could be some spotty showers, but the better chances certainly in the afternoon for us as well, afternoon and evening. As we heat up into the mid-80s, we get more chances for rain this weekend, possibly severe weather as well. We'll talk more about that, Brandon, coming up.
All right, Darby, talk to you in just a bit, but it's that time of year. The temps, they are climbing, and for many people, they're trying to get their air conditioners serviced. Well, local AC companies say right now they're seeing several different issues. Drain lines, filters, the primary problems they're seeing. Now, one Bud Anderson service leader says that he recommends replacing filters every 30 to 60 days.
It's a lot easier to remember monthly. I'm an overachiever, so I like to do it at 30 days, but depending on the house, it's going to be different.
Now, he says people with pets or kids may need to replace those filters as often as every 15 days. He also recommends washing your outdoor units and keeping the area clear of debris so it runs more efficiently. Well, a 75-year-old Bella Vista man was found alive this afternoon after being missing for nearly 24 hours. Now, police say Garland Maccabee, who has dementia and Parkinson's disease, left his home in the Highlands area of Bella Vista yesterday. Now, crews from across the area, including the Benton County Sheriff's Office and Crawford County, they searched throughout the night into today. Now, he was found today unharmed near Crossville Drive, just a little dehydrated.
A third of a mile from his home. He had walked, it appeared to be on the roadway for quite some time, and then shortly after that got tired of the road, or it was dark and veered off the road and went down into a depression area with a lot of undergrowth.
Now, police tell us he was taken to the hospital to get checked out, but is expected to be okay. Well, a volunteer firefighter is on the road to recovery after being badly burned in a camping accident over Memorial Day weekend. So Craig Raridan, camping with friends and family when he tripped over a rock and fell into a campfire. He says even though he's a volunteer firefighter, panic and adrenaline didn't allow him to think clearly after it happened.
You know, stop, drop, and roll. Everybody's always been taught that. But it really doesn't come to mind as fast as you think it would.
Now, he says he underestimated the severity of his burns, hoping he would heal on his own. However, the next morning, he noticed the burns had become infected. He ended up being hospitalized for nearly a week. He says he'll now need to be reevaluated every other week by the burn unit to determine when he can return to work. And millions of people across the U.S. remain at risk of inhaling potentially harmful air. Wildfire smoke from Canada keeps rolling in. Weather trackers say winds are pushing thick smoke further south into the mid-Atlantic. Areas like Northern Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. saw some of the worst of it today. Places like D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia also suffering air quality ranging from unhealthy to very unhealthy.
The fine particles can penetrate deeply into fragile lung tissue, causing symptoms including cough, shortness of breath, and wheezing.
Now, New York slightly improved today, downgraded from unhealthy to hazardous on Wednesday. Fire season is only beginning, unfortunately, in Canada. It generally gets worse in July and August and lasts until September. While our area has avoided seeing some of the heaviest smoke, it has impacted some of us here at home. And 4029 meteorologist Robert Sir is tracking that hazardous haze.
Oh, I like that alliteration.
I can't even take credit for it.
Great.
That's Nathan.
Okay, that's our producer. Good for him. I like that. But you are right, Brandon. We are watching that smoke. Thankfully, you know, we get a lot of wildfire smoke from Oklahoma a lot this time of the year, but not so much this time. Thankfully, the worst of it is across the Northeast. It's really because they've got an area of low pressure parked off the coast, and that's what's pulling all that smoke down into the Northeast. Now, as we go through time, that area of low pressure is going to kind of meander away, and you can see a lot of that smoke leaving the Northeast, but the broad flow around it could push a little bit of that smoke toward our area, but nowhere near what they experienced in the Northeast. You can see by tomorrow afternoon, really not too bad. And by the time we wake up or head to bed Friday night, not too bad as well. But again, we got lucky this time. It's a long summer to go, Brandon. I'm sure there'll be chances for more smoke down the road.
Oh, good news. Well, starting tonight, dozens of designs from local artists are on the runway during this summer's NWA Fashion Week. Let's take a live look at the momentary in Bentonville. NWA Fashion Week, you know, it's focusing on diversity and inclusion for everyone involved, including the designers and the models. Organizers say the summer shows perfectly line up with Pride Month.
So we have all representations on the runway, all genders, all ethnicities, all ages, and we feel that Northwest Arkansas Fashion Week and Pride share the same goal.
And there are still some tickets available for some of the shows tomorrow night and Saturday night. We have details on our website, 4029tv.com. Well, coming up after the break, former President Donald Trump now facing federal charges. Find out what could come next in the classified documents case. Also, the Supreme Court weighs in on voting rights, the consequential decision impacting minority voters. Hey, welcome back. Former President Donald Trump faces criminal charges related to the classified documents found in his Mar-a-Lago home. ABC's Justin Finch has more on the investigation and what might be next.
In an unprecedented development, ABC News has learned former President Donald Trump will be criminally indicted by the Justice Department after a months-long investigation into his alleged mishandling of classified documents found at his Mar-a-Lago home. Sources say there will be at least 7 counts, ranging from willful retention of national defense information to conspiracy to a scheme to conceal to false statements and representations. Trump's suspected refusal to return the documents to the National Archives led a federal judge to authorize the FBI to search his Florida estate last August. They recovered dozens of documents, despite Trump's team saying they had turned over all requested materials. Earlier this week, sources telling ABC News that Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, has testified before a federal grand jury on both the classified documents probe and Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. It's unclear when Meadows testified. On Monday, Trump's lawyers held a meeting with at least one Department of Justice official and with special counsel Jack Smith, who was appointed by Attorney General Merrick Garland to oversee the case. Weeks earlier, they had received a target letter from the DOJ, alerting them that Trump was the target of a criminal investigation. Trump's lawyers had requested the meeting, hoping to make the case against indicting their client. That effort failed.
We don't have any comment.
Amid allegations that Trump or his legal team had misrepresented whether there were any additional documents in Trump's possession, in March, an appeals court unanimously ordered Trump's lawyer, Evan Corcoran, to provide evidence and testify before a grand jury. Trump denying any wrongdoing in this case, citing attorney-client privilege to keep Corcoran from taking the stand, but a federal appeals court rejected those efforts. Sources tell ABC News the former president has been ordered to appear in federal court in Miami on Tuesday. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And the Supreme Court strikes down Alabama's congressional map. Critics say the map weakened the voices of black voters. Now, Thursday's decision surprised some who feared the case would weaken a landmark voting rights law banning discrimination. But for now, the Supreme Court is reaffirming those protections. It was close, though. A narrow 5-4 decision. Alabama will now have to redraw its congressional map.
The concern I had, and that many other people had, was that the Supreme Court would rewrite the Voting Rights Act itself to make it more difficult to protect minority voters.
In a statement, Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall said, quote, "Although the majority's decision is disappointing, this case is not over." All right, let's take another look at the forecast with 4029 Chief Meteorologist Darby Bybee. Darby, you got out in some of that heat today.
I did. It was enjoyable.
Yes, you were out at the park, had some live music going on, dodged some sprinkles here and there.
Yep.
Tomorrow, though, as we head into the weekend, is when we get the real chances, right?
We do. And we missed out today, and again, it surprised me that we didn't get more. I think the system that was going to bring us those better rain chances is moving slower than our models thought it was. I think it brings us a better chance of rain tomorrow. Still, not everyone will see the rain tomorrow. It'll still be scattered, but the chance, I think, does increase tomorrow. And then we get to Saturday, and the chance on Saturday is actually similar to what we have tomorrow. It's just that we've got a system coming through, especially it looks like in the morning on Saturday in the River Valley, that could bring some wind threat with it. So we're going to make Saturday a severe day, and then watch for anything that may try to develop Saturday night into Sunday. Could be some additional stronger storms. In Northwest Arkansas, again, we missed out today. That system just moving a little slower. I think it gets in here tomorrow. Spotty development, isolated severe can't be ruled out, but we get into Saturday morning. Could be a stronger line of storms coming in Saturday morning. We'll have to watch Saturday night into Sunday as well. So we're getting into this active pattern, maybe some severe weather, isolated severe tomorrow. Again, that greater threat over the weekend. But the threat next week, that's a system that kind of worries me. Then we're going to talk more about it coming up. But how about a little bit of lake surfing? Sounds fun, right? I wouldn't mind doing this if I had the strength, skill, balance, any of this. This is incredible. Brandon says he could do it. I actually believe that. But look at this. This is incredible. Nathan, our producer, says he could do it. I don't believe Nathan, though. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look out there right now. We've got great weather in the 70s to around 80. And hey, I'm sure it was a great day on Beaver Lake for sure. That was over this last weekend. Got that video. On radar, you can see not much going on. It's going to be a quiet night for the most part. Now, I do think after 2 or 3 in the morning, some spotty showers and thunder showers could try to develop, push into northwest Arkansas. That's possible early in the morning, but still the better chance does seem to be Friday afternoon. And then again, Saturday morning, a system coming through, could be some wind threat with it, and then we'll have to wait and see if we can get redevelopment Saturday night, and again on Sunday, some severe potential there as well. Highs more mid-80s the next several days, not quite as hot as it was today or yesterday. We get a break Monday for the most part, but then late Monday night, but especially into Tuesday, more chances of showers and storms. Could be, and we've been talking about all week, but a spring-like setup here. Severe weather in mid-June by the time we get to midweek next week. And we'll have to watch it, particularly Tuesday, but even later into the week, there could be some potential in the River Valley as well. This is the kind of pattern next week that we just don't usually see this time of year, but it can happen, and we'll just keep an eye on it next week. In the meantime, in the River Valley through the weekend, wouldn't cancel plans in NWA or the River Valley. Just keep in mind those rain chances are there. And if you stay with us, keep in mind, we'll be right back after the break.
Another prestigious honor for the great Nolan Richardson, who is being inducted into his third Hall of Fame. The former Hog Hoops coach, already a member of the Basketball and College Basketball Halls of Fame. The latest induction comes from the National Junior College Hall of Fame. So in 1980, Richardson led Western Texas Junior College to a perfect 37-0 record and an NJCAA championship. Richardson's resume is as good as it gets, folks. So good, it would take too long to list all his accolades, but here's a few. At Tulsa, he became the first coach in NCAA history to win 50 games in his first 2 seasons, and he was the first African-American coach to win an NIT championship in 1981. He was equally awesome at Arkansas, 15 postseason appearances in 17 seasons, 3 Final Fours, and a national championship in 1994. And speaking of Arkansas basketball, we just learned the men's team will be part of an impressive field of teams competing in this year's Battle for Atlantis. Now, the tourney runs November 22nd through the 24th in the Bahamas. Squads competing include Arkansas, Memphis, Michigan, North Carolina, Northern Iowa, Stanford, Texas Tech, and Villanova. To track and field, where both Hog squads have their sights set on NCAA crowns. The men kicked things off yesterday, already off to a great start. So after round 1, the Hogs lead all challengers with 21 points. Stanford, Arizona, LSU, and Harvard round out the current top 5. Now, big reason why the Hogs lead, these two guys, Kerry McLeod and Wayne Pinnock. They turned in a fantastic 1-2 finish in the long jump. McLeod leaped more than 27 feet, while Pinnock was close behind at 26 feet 9 inches. Round 2 for the men is Friday. Round 1 for the women is happening right now. We'll keep you posted on that. And lastly, you've probably heard us talk about the wildfire smoke coming down from Canada. And while it hasn't been that bad here, a different story in cities like New York. Take a look. This is impacting pro sports there. Yesterday alone in the Big Apple, 2 baseball games, a women's basketball game and a women's soccer game all had to be postponed due to the poor air quality. All right, that's it for sports. Now take a deep breath. I'm happy we live in Arkansas. We got more news next. Higher costs and packed airports are not keeping Americans from flying to their summer vacations this year. The International Air Transport Association says 4.35 billion people will travel by air this year. So what can you do to make your summer vacay more affordable? Well, one, explore different airports, as sometimes others that nearby offer better deals.
Getting a little bit creative can sometimes lead to some pretty substantial savings.
All right, number 2, set alerts. You can actually sign up to get ticket price updates. You can do it from your favorite airlines, or you can actually get them from price comparison websites. And finally, 3, be flexible, folks. Consider flying on weekdays or less popular travel days when demand is lower. That is when airlines often offer discounted fares. So now you know. That's going to be our time for 4029 News on the Arkansas CW. For all the news you need, we're talking about news, weather, sports, everything. It's right there at your fingertips, available 24/7, 365, 4029tv.com, or just download the free 4029 News app. You get all your information as it's happening. Hey, wait about a half hour. Flip over to ABC. We got a whole new show. Hope to see you then. Have a great night.
You're watching 4029 News.